Today we're taking a look at 2013's Assassin's Creed Black Flag as a test vehicle for the GTX 680 6GB. So I buy tons of these GPUs. We'll be looking at them in in-depth videos, but when I initially receive them, I like to do a bit of testing on them to make sure they work. I've had a lot of issues with getting GPUs that don't work in spite of the fact that the sellers say they do work. So now I've got to actually test them when I receive them so I can return them if they don't work, or be like, hey, give me a refund and don't make me waste my time sending this back, because we both know that you didn't test it even though you said you did, and it's a waste of my time, and your shipping both ways. So that's what I've been doing lately, and I've had some pretty good luck with it. But so this is actually running better than I expected. And actually, let's do one thing here real fast. Let's turn our forgot to turn it on. Turn our afterburner on there so we can get some frame rate. There we go. So it is running maxed. I turned everything, well, except that. This doesn't need to go any higher though. We're fine. It looks fine. Oh, screw it. Let's turn it up to the max MSAA. I don't even know. I've never even heard of CSAA. What the heck is that? Okay. Motion blur, I meant to have off. I'm not a fan of that. Let's do that. Okay, yeah. So we are totally maxed out. Let's see how that... Oh, that really tanks the frame rate. It really didn't seem to be, it didn't look that bad with the lower level of anti-aliasing. So let's just leave it at the 2x. Yeah, that's where we want to be. So it's actually really interesting. I tested this a couple of days ago on a GTX 770, which the benchmarks indicated was a faster video card, but anyone that knows about the two cards knows that they're close. And my sneaking suspicion was that we were up against the VRAM on the 770, being as it is only 2 gigs. I wonder if they have a 4 gig 770. I didn't look, but this is a 4 gig 680, which I never actually had. Back in the day when these were the new thing, that was like a dream that I didn't dare think of. And so back then I was pretty broke. I didn't have the money for this kind of stuff back then. It's crazy because I bought 2 of these cards and I paid $20 a piece for the pair of them. And after I looked at the cards, I realized I think they're brand new. I think they were never used. There were things on those cards that are very difficult to clean that were clean. So they were used in either a very clean environment or the cards are brand new. The usage on the circuit boards, on the PCBs, usually there's some discoloration stuff. There was none of that. They just looked brand new. So I think they're new. This is running, for any of those who care, this is running off of a hard drive. I know a lot of people like to say, oh, it'll be stuttery and run like garbage to run games off hard drives. It's running off a hard drive. It's running fine. It's a fairly generic 4 terabyte, I don't even know, Seagate, maybe like a Seagate 4 terabyte Barracuda, something like that. I don't even remember. It's a generic 4 terabyte I had laying around. I had more games to put on this system than I had SSDs to justify putting in an older build, so. And it's running really well. My sneaking suspicion is going to be that as long as we never drop below 30, I don't think we're ever going to see any graphical stuttering or anything. I think anything over 30, it's going to stay looking good. It is interesting. It doesn't have quite the same really, really old game vibe with the settings completely maxed out as it did when I was running it like a couple of tiers below totally maxed. Like I think I was running it at like medium or high instead of the ultra high or something, and it was noticeably different. So this, and the other interesting thing about this is that the GTX 680 is a year older than the game. The GPU is a 2012 model, and the game was 2013. So interesting, because this was a fairly high-end game when it was originally out. So it is interesting that the 680 is able to completely max out a game that's a full year newer at just totally extreme settings. So I think that's pretty cool that it can do that. What is that? I have no idea what that is. Is that some sort of graphical glitch, maybe? I have no clue what that is. What is that? Oh. Oh, it's a thing I can grab. Okay, then. I have no idea what that is. Okay, so I wanted to keep this short and sweet, so you know, that's a good look at what to expect. You will definitely see more on the 680, probably a pair of them, because I do have 2 identical cards. But for tonight, I just wanted to make sure that under a reasonably strenuous gaming load, it was stable. So anyway, thanks for watching the video.